Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 118 of Kouryer podcast. And yes, before any of you guys comment down anything, I wear the same t-shirt for 3 episodes back to back. It's because I recorded episodes 116, 117, and now 118 on the same day. Yeah, this is the third podcast I'm recording today. All right, let's jump to the introduction. Our today's guest is Mr. Hendric Sueitt. He's a visual artist and illustrator focusing on background art for animation from Helsinki, Finland. Now, with that introduction out of the way, could you please give us a little introduction on how you got into visual arts and design in the first place?
Okay. Thank you for having me here at first. Uh, I would say in school, when I was finishing school, I had to think, what I'm going to do now in my life. One thing I didn't want to work because work seems so bad and all the options look weird. I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to do anything at all. So the same year, the last year of school, I end up reading some Japanese comics, some mangas, and I thought, whoa, somebody is living through this. Somebody is making comics, and and they may win some money with it. Uh, so I thought, oh, maybe if I do this, I don't have to work. I can just do some comics as well. I couldn't be more wrong at the time, but that was my first thought. So I went to some art schools. They were focused in drawing, but I realized it pretty quick that I wouldn't be making any money soon in this area because I had no idea what I could be in art. I thought I would study like 1 year in art school and I would be making comics and living through it. But the reality was not quite close to it. So in the meantime, I started making some other courses like graphic design, and I find it I found it much easier to find jobs in this area at the time. They didn't ask for much of experience, and then I could start working uh, earlier than in the art area in Brazil at least. So in the beginning, I kept studying drawing art and comics, but I started working as well in the graphic design area, like doing some folders and visit cards and stuff like that. And after I would say like 2, 3, 4 years, I could finally get my first job in an art studio, doing some line works for educational purpose. So I think this is how I started, and after that I changed it a few times from studios to studios, lived as a freelancer for some years as well, and finally I'm end up being in these areas as a layout artist or background artist in
All
the
right.
animation.
Interesting. So basically, you also at the same time gave me the answer to my second question, which was, were you originally studying art and design or you're pursuing another career path? Well, as you said, you kind of, got those Japanese mangas, got your hands on those, and you kind of got inspired that, oh God, I can actually make money on this. There's someone out there making comics and is getting paid and living his life and having fun. So basically, that was the story of like, how you change your kind of like life's trajectory of, where you want to be. But all right, let's jump into another subject. What is your, of course, in the introduction, I mentioned that you're a background artist for animation, visual artist, and all of that. But right now, we want to get more specific. What is your main branch of design that you're focusing on? And tell us about your experience from the start of it until now.
Uh, okay, layout and background is the thing that I would say I'm the best at the moment. From which the things I know, I think layouts is the ones I do better than the others. So I think that's why I'm doing this right now. But just to be honest, is not the thing that I like the most. So I think I end up in this in this job, like, I don't know, by accident, a friend of mine that used to work in another studio before that, like, he called me and, oh, we need someone here to do some layouts for animations. At the time, it looked awesome, and whoa, for sure, let's do it. And luckily, they don't even ask my portfolio, because I didn't have any backgrounds at the time drawn. So I just went there and started working, and I don't know, after a few projects later, I realized that that's totally not what I want to do, but I'm still doing it right now, because I still didn't get the things that I think I would like and enjoy the most, that because that is in the moment I would really like to be in the game, doing some concept arts, things like this. Did I answer your question? That I think I may have
Yeah.
confused myself.
I kind of understood I basically got the answer to my question, but actually let's dive in a bit about, like, the difference between layout and background. I mean, of course you mentioned a bit, but for the audience who are listening and are kind of like confused by that, could you please explain to us more in detail the difference between those two?
Okay, in animation, we have kind of some different positions for the background, as let me explain. At first, someone will come with the design of it. They will make some first concepts, that we call it masters, that has the style of the show, the style of the backgrounds, and after that, in some cases, this person will continue doing this for the entire show, like doing the masters, the most important backgrounds for this for this project. But this is a job for a few. This just you won't have many people doing this. Like, you just need one or two, maybe three, if the project is really big. But after that, you will need a lot more people doing layouts. And in each project is a little bit different, but the ones I've worked, it's something like, we get these masters, like we get the style of the show, and we draw some different views from the same location. Like, someone designed a market where the characters are going to interact for some scenes, for some shots, and our job is to draw sometimes the view from another perspective. Let's say the right view of the same place. And sometimes, like, they do a master, but it doesn't have enough resolution when the camera closes in the character. So we need to redraw the same place, but just a space that will have a close in it. And after that, you have another professionals doing the colors of, and they are called the background artists. And my position that is before this is like a layout artist.
All right, awesome. But speaking of now your position as a layout and background artist, how does your process usually go anytime you want to start working on a project? Like, how does a pipeline of your workflow usually look like?
My workflow, it starts like, I watch the episode, like in the storyboard, to understand what's happening, and I have some, like, some guides to tell me, okay, you're going to get this market view, and in this market view you have some scenes, like, we have numbered scenes, like the first scene, the second scene, and goes over on and on. And I have the scenes already marked, like, oh, you have the 20, 21, 22, and 30, and whatever. But I need to get all the scenes and put them all in the same file. Like, I need to grab them and try to do like a puzzle, like, match them in, so they all fit in the same layout. And after that, I like save some previews to send to director, and director will see them just as the size of a screen. And we'll check if everything's all right with the cameras. And just after that, I will finally rough and clean the background. Like at first, it's just a guide, and after that, I do the roughs of all the background and using the master and the design as a reference. And just after that, we're going to clean and to make the final line art.
All right. And all right, let's jump into a really interesting question. What is the first art job paycheck you ever got, and what was it for, and how did you feel at the time when you got it?
Or it looks like some ages ago, but I think maybe it's some internship. I didn't make college, but I just made some courses. But I got this internship in somewhere in where I lived in Brazil. It was a college that they had a chemistry idea of doing a video game about Pasteur, and I didn't have any idea how to do it. They just hired me and okay, you want to do it, and I said yes, and they okay, just do it. And I needed to make some characters walking and some backgrounds. And at the time I had absolutely no experience. I had no idea how to do this, but after 10 months the game was finished. And so I think this was my first gig. And when I look at this right now, it's really embarrassing. Like it's something that I would probably do in a week right now with the knowledge I got from back then. And it's totally terrible. And I don't know why they paid me for this. Like it's weird.
All right. And who are your favorite artists and designers that have inspired you the most?
Oh, I think it's always changing. From the beginning when I got interested, the first manga that make my mind blow, like, oh, I can do this, it was like One Piece from Ishiro Oda. But I don't know if I think I changed it so much from back then. I still find it cool, but I think now I like most some draws like I don't know, like Alexander Deboin. I don't know if
No, I don't know him, but I know Ichiro Oda. I know One Piece.
okay. I like a lot some French drawers, some French illustrators. Like they do some kind of a mixture with a French style with some Japanese, like a connection between those two words. I think I like this a lot. But I don't know. I'm always changing my mind what I'm pursuing for the moment. I like to change a lot the style of the things that I do.
All right. And what are you working on right now that you can tell us about? What kind of project is it?
Oh, you're saying that in my work or personal job?
Just in both, if you could, but of course, in your work, if there's an NDA involved and you can talk about that, it's fine. You don't have to say anything,
Oh,
but yeah, just in general, what are you doing now?
okay. I'm working in a show here in Finland. It's called Best Investor for a company called Gigobug, and it's a show for the kids. And I think you can see some trailer if you go to their website. And I'm doing the layouts for this show at the moment. And I think for myself, I'm trying to put lots of projects at the same time. I'm kind of I cannot focus on a single one and do it to the end. But I think the one I'm doing the most is like an an indie game with some friends from Brazil, and we are trying to put it all together and finally doing something, like doing a product for the beginning to launch.
All right. And what area beside the area you're working on right now, which is of course art and design, would you be interested to explore and learn in the future?
Sorry, I don't know if I got it.
What area, like what area beside the thing you're working on right now, which is art and design, would you be interested to explore and learn in the future? Maybe, I don't know, you have another hobbies you want to focus on after you got some free time? Like, do you have any other extra plans?
Okay. I don't know. I'm kind of in a moment in my life that I have quite a few times. So I got a kid 1 year ago, and I'm focusing all my attention to her. And so I don't know. Back then in Brazil, I used to like I tried to learn a bit of music, but I kind of not going too much in this direction. I also like to sculpt some miniatures, but just for fun, nothing serious. But I don't know. Also, I think something maybe I would be interested is to learn how to code, maybe to do some game projects by myself, just some little simple things.
Oh, that sounds interesting, actually. Yeah. By the way, congratulations on, becoming a father, by the way. Like, that's awesome. Good for you.
Okay.
And all right, we've reached the final question of the podcast, and it's kind of final section and question at the same time, called final words. And I'm going to explain what it is. Imagine you have a limited amount of time to leave any message as a human, or messages as a human, to any other human that are listening to this podcast or watching this podcast. What would those be?
Oh, that's a hard question. I don't know. I think it's kind of hard to leave a message, because everyone is so different and we all need, so like I could say to someone, don't be hard on yourself, but some people work better being like this, and I could say, oh, get a bit you should rest more. You take things too serious. Don't take things too serious. But there will be people that usually already do this, so they will rest more and they won't do anything in life. So I think it's personal. Maybe people should listen more themselves and respect themselves as their all way. I don't know, like stop pursuing the other way, the other people way of doing things, and listen to your all ideas, your all need to do things. Like if you think you need to rest, and if you think you need to pursue something, go on. Like because sometimes we are so focused in, oh, this guy is making something extraordinary, maybe if I do this, like we are always chasing the other one's path, and I don't think this may bring us any good. Maybe it could be this my message. I don't know, sorry.
No, awesome. No, that's actually such a good way to end this episode on, because yeah, that's such a good note actually to end this episode on, because that's totally true. It's in the like world of social medias and all these online gurus and motivational speakers, it's good to listen to other people's ideas and be open-minded, but at the end of the day you should always just listen to your own core and like self-beliefs and ideologies and stuff like that. All right, thank you so much for coming by for this episode, and thank you to anyone who tuned in and listened to this episode, whether on like audio version or video version on YouTube. If you have any comments, leave them down below, whether on Castbox, YouTube, or Instagram. And as always, take care, everyone, and see you till next episode. Bye.
Bye bye.